ever catch yourself scrolling again without even realizing how much time has passed? Well, I've been there. But what if we traded just a little bit of that screen time for something grounding, creative, calming, and even useful? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this cozy book cover with pockets and cute decorations. It is beginner friendly, relaxing to make, and a perfect gift for friends and family. So whether you're new to crochet or just craving a slower rhythm, this is the perfect project to start. Let's settle into my little creative space, light a candle, and dive into this beautiful project. So for this project, we will be needing our book, a hook, one scissor, and 2 yarns of 2 of your preferred colors. To discover the size of the hook you need, you just need to tack the little paper that came with your yarn. It should tell you the exact size. So now we can finally start the body of our project. So to make our starting stitch, we're gonna cross a loop, grab one end of the yarn, and pull only halfway through to tie our knots and create the little loop in which we will insert our hook and start our stitches. So now we insert our hook into the loop, tie only a little bit. I ended up tying it too much and it was difficult to pull through. Hold onto the knots, grab the yarn, and we're going to pull into that loop. Since I tied it a bit too tight, it got really difficult to pull through, but I ended up managing it. So once you pull through, you will have done your first single crochet, the first stitch, and you're going to repeat it all the way to the end of this first chain. So grab the yarn and pull through. Grab the yarn and pull through. So this first row we are creating should be the size of your book. So you're gonna do it until you have enough stitches. So now we are going to move to the second row. We are going to skip a stitch and insert our hook into the second stitch. Grab the yarn, pull over, which will leave us to 2 loops. So again, skip the first stitch, insert the hook into the second stitch, grab the yarn, pull through. You have 2 loops, so you're going to grab the yarn again and pull through those 2 loops, and repeat that all the way through the second row. So once you hit the end of this last row, the last stitch is going to be a little bit different. So you're going to insert your hook into the last stitch of the first row, grab the yarn, pull through, finish the single crochet like normal, but then you're going to do another single crochet, turn your work over, and start the third row, in which you're going to skip the first stitch and insert your hook into the second stitch, and only then continue as normal as we did in the previous row. And then again, when we hit the end of the row, we're gonna do the same thing every time we reach each of the corners, which will be insert your hook, do the normal single crochet, add another single crochet, turn your work over, and we're going to continue that all to the end. Remember to skip the first stitch and insert your hook into the second stitch. Grab the yarn, pull through, and continue as normal. That's all we're gonna do until we reach the size we need. So we just need to do that until we reach enough material to cover the front cover of our book, the back cover, the spine, and a little bit extra to hold our book in place. Now you can feel free to turn off your phone, grab a cup of coffee, and sit in a comfortable position and enjoy this little time away from your phone. This is so relaxing and grounding that even my dog Luna decided to sit with us and enjoy this process. Remember to take your time and enjoy the entire process of making this. But once you think your work is finally on the perfect size, you're going to go back and start measuring it. You're gonna put your book on top of the project and then cover it, making sure both ends are the same size and leaving a little bit to be able to cover it, fold it through the pages, the top page and the back page of the covers. This is how it should look like. It should fit your book perfectly. Now we can finish the last row of our project. So we are going to continue as usual until the last stitch. So for the last stitch, you're going to insert and do the single crochet as normal. But then when you add the extra single crochet, you're going to hold the work, cut your yarn, and pull it all the way through, tying it. Now we will be folding the tips of our book cover. That is going to be where we are going to insert our pages to hold the book still. We will start with the starting stitch, the same one we used to start our work. So once you put the starter stitch into your hook, you're gonna pass the 2 layers. Then you're going to grab your yarn, pull through all 3 layers, and do a single crochet. Then you're gonna insert your hook into the next stitches and continue until the end of the row. Now on the last stitch, you're going to pull through the yarn, cut it, and pull it all the way through to tie our last knot. Once you've sewn the 2 edges of each sleeve, you can now invert them, making sure to hide the leftover yarn. And now you can go ahead and wrap your book in your new book cover. This is how the final project should look like. And now we can finally start our decorations. First decoration will be the lock of our book. So we're gonna grab the white yarn and start single crochets until we hit 30 single crochets. Once our first row is ready, we're gonna start the second and last row of our lock. We're going to do the same thing we did with the body of the project. And when you reach the end, you're going to tie the loose end of the top with the loose end of the bottom with a simple knot. And now we're gonna fold it into the format of a bowl. Then we're gonna tie it to secure it and cut it, leaving enough yarn to let us tie the lock into the book cover. Now to attach our lock, we're going to insert our hook, or where we want to attach it, pull one of the ends, tie a knot, and then another simple knot, and cut the excess of the leftover yarn. And now for the other part of our lock, we're simply gonna get some yarn and do a circle in which we'll insert the other part of the lock and this part of the lock when we want to lock it. And now for the cover, that's how I decided I was going to do mine, but feel free to do whatever feels right for your book cover. This here is the easiest way to tie your decorations to your book cover, and to secure it, you can finish it by tying it with a knot. I repeated this technique everywhere I needed to secure my post-its and my pen. Now you finally have your perfect little handmade book cover to give to a friend or to protect your